For all your remote control needs, visit replacementremotes.com, 336-377-2220.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Last hour, in a 10-minute period, the stock market dropped by more than 1,000 points. The Plunge Protection Team, or the President's Open Market Committee, went in with taxpayer money and pumped it back up, which is also a scam. Because as it starts plunging, citizens dump, then select banker groups can come in and buy it up. There is rioting going on all over Greece as they tell them that the pension funds must be given to J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and others. Gold is right up at $1,208 an ounce. It shot up over $30+ today. Euro shares fall for third day to 2-month low. Stocks extend plunge on concerns about Greece. And again, this was all because derivatives were sold premeditatedly to destroy the markets for consolidation. We have the internal Goldman Sachs emails. And the White House is almost completely run by Goldman Sachs. They're planning that here. And they're planning to take your pension funds. You watch. They're now announcing it. Red Beckman, founder of the Fully Informed Jury Association, patriot icon over 50 years, author. I'm going to go to Tim, Chris, Carl, Mike. You've been holding a long time. But we did pull up the video of Ceausescu, Romania, the beginning of the fall of the Soviet Empire and their corrupt system. And Red Beckman, Air Force veteran patriot, he's saying he believes worldwide, he's been saying this for a while, that we're now going into this phase. So does Gerald Celente. So does Bob Chapman. So does Dr. Paul Craig Roberts. They're saying it can go either way. Getting the word out about the New World Order and the banking cartel setting up world government. They're openly announcing it. No more denial is life and death. Red, recap what happened with the fall of the Soviet Union while we play video of Ceausescu, 1 minute with his surveillance cameras, his secret police, his torture, his arrest without charge, everything the White House is now calling for. That's mainstream news, saying you're a terrorist, you don't have rights as a citizen. 1 minute he's up there waving to the crowds. Everybody's afraid to speak out. And then within hours, this happens to him. He's bound. Now, again, I'm not for bounding anybody in this happening because Ceausescu actually ran things. He was the dictator. This is a global banking system of crime that must be dismantled, charged by grand juries, due process for everyone. But Red Beckman, break down while we roll this video in the background at prisonplanet.tv. Radio listeners, we're going to post this up on InfoWars if you want to view it. While we roll this video in the background, go ahead.
Well, the Eastern Europe, of course, you've got Poland, East Germany, all those small countries, Czechoslovakia, you got Hungary, and then Romania, of course, had been ruled by that outlaw Ceausescu or whatever his name was for, I think, over 20 years, if I remember right, and the people had been hammered by this dictatorship. And all this was a fever that was, it was contagious, this wanting to be free. And all of Eastern Europe broke away from the Union, the USSR. And Christmas Eve of 1989, the people in Romania gathered in Budapest, and they were in the streets, massive amounts of people in the main street downtown. And Ceausescu ordered the military to clear the streets. And the military sent a detachment, and they started up the street, and then they stopped. And they had a little session, a little conference amongst themselves, the military. They turned their weapons around, went back to the government building, arrested Ceausescu. They had a military tribunal that tried him for treason and everything else and found him guilty. And within a matter of a couple of 3 hours, they had taken him, his wife, and one cohort, I think it was, if I remember right, out behind the building, up against a wall, and had a firing squad eliminate them. And the picture was shown on television worldwide, the three of them laying in the snow, the bloody snow. And that's a precedent that is only 21 years old. That's recent. That is very recent. And with what's going on, of course, they're talking about the riots and everything in Greece. I'm wondering what's going on in Portugal, what's going on in Spain, because those two countries, they figure, are the next two dominoes in the problem, the collapsing systems. Greece, of course, is apparently pretty well collapsed financially, and they say that Portugal and Spain are the next two. I'd like to know what's going on over there in those two countries right now.
Well, the bankers got emboldened by the fact that the EU said, we're going to take taxpayer money and give it to the bankers. And so the bankers the next day, 2 days ago, said, okay, we want money for England, Ireland, Portugal, Spain. We want your pension funds now. The government's going to take your pension funds and give it to us. And I want to go back to this footage of hours before. You've got crowds of Ceausescu supporters who instantly turn against him and kill him. And this is your cops, this is your government people, this is everybody that knows this is a criminal system, but they're going along through fear, and then the mind control lifts, the brainwashing lifts, the spell lifts, and suddenly the crowds drop all their pro-Ceausescu banners, and he is seized, and the military grabs him, and they put it on television within 3 hours, him being machine gunned with his wife. And all they were was little criminal thug scumbags. It would be so easy to bring Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan to justice. It would be so easy to have our grand juries indict these people if Americans would just have courage. And sure, it's dangerous for me to be up here standing up against them. It's dangerous for Red. But if they kill us, it just makes us martyrs. Nothing can stop this if you find your cojones, if you find your guts, if you find your spinal cord. We can peacefully take America back. But I'm telling you, if the globalists go ahead with hardcore secret arrest of citizens, SWAT teaming gun owners, it will bring on what people just saw on screen. They will conjure their own destruction, as all thugs do, because they think they're invincible. You know, when they're hauling Mrs. Ceausescu out to get shot, she is arrogantly, griping at the troops like she's still God. But she found out she was just a human, didn't she?
You bet. You bet. And that, you see, the American people, when Arizona passed that immigration bill down there, they had Spanish, or the Hispanics, I should say, in Portland and Seattle and all these cities up north. Here they've got these Hispanics taking to the streets. Well, they haven't seen nothing yet. If the white people, if we the Americans, if we take to the streets, there isn't going to be any room for any of the rest.
Well, we want everybody to be part of the red, white, and blue.
Absolutely.
And the globalists have smartly said tea parties are evil, they're terrorists, but foreigners here protesting en masse, that's a good thing. They've come out and said, that's acceptable, that's good. I mean, look at Santa Cruz where they attacked families eating in a restaurant and set it on fire, and the media blacked that news out last week. And
I hadn't heard that one.
Oh, yeah, they're stabbing, murdering, killing, torches, burning. And the media, ABC Local said, well, this is good what they did. I've played the clip. The people they interviewed said, well, folks have a right to be angry. And so the arson is a good thing now. When it's a group, see, the globalists are counting on the foreigners to be their ace in the hole. It's not going to work, is it, Red?
Yes, that's what they got in mind. That's what they've got in mind. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Alex, you and I, we've been at this a long time, and we have known that these days had to come. And so we may be the only ones that aren't surprised, but I don't think so.
Well, let's talk to Tim in Nevada. Tim, thanks for holding her on the air with Red Beckman. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon to both you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys 3 things and get both of your outlooks on them. I pay close attention to everything because that's what you tell us to do. You tell us to research, do our own research, keep track of everything. And there's 3 things that I haven't heard you talk about, Alex. April 25th, around noontime, around 2 o'clock, there was a Joseph Sean McVeigh, age 23.